Another Monday, and that means it's time for another episode of What If Luffy Was Never Born? Welcome back, everybody. This is our sixth episode of What If Luffy Was Never Born. Today we're going to talk about the Barati arc, which is actually my favorite arc of the East Blue Saga, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope you do the same. So, now let's look at the video. First of all, like always, a quick callback to last week. Last week, a lot of people died in Siren Village. To be exact, it's 7 people. But after a bit more thoughts and different things, I thought maybe some people would have survived. Maybe the 3 kids would have survived and they could carry on Usopp's will. But that's just a big what if. So let's continue and go into the East Blue Saga and to the Barati arc and see what is going on here. We always know that this arc starts with the old man Seth and assistant chef Sanji. But they are like family, even though they are not blood related. Even though, I mean, they look like they should be blood related, but who knows? Not at this point of the story. But first of all, we need to get a bit away from the Barati, the restaurant at the sea. We need to look at Johnny and Yosaku. We know that they were, I don't know if they were stranded or if they were just staying on that island because Yosaku wasn't feeling well, but without the Strawhat Pirates arriving there and shooting at them with a cannon, they wouldn't have gone away from that island. So that means Yosaku would actually die here. He would die from scurvy because nobody would give him the vitamins he needs. And that means Johnny is all alone. There is no Yosaku died from scurvy. He doesn't even know that Zoro died from execution. So the trio of bounty hunters will end right here. And now we finally get onto the restaurant. We know that Luffy had to work there as a choir boy because they accidentally injured Seth, and that's why Seth couldn't work. But without the Strawhats there, that means that Seth doesn't get injured. So that means he can work normally. And that also means a lot more in the future. I don't know if you can already follow me, but keep that in mind. Seth is still very, very much an active person. We all know the part where Sanji beats up Captain Fullbody. That wouldn't change really much. That stays the same and nothing here, because Sanji just can't stay behind when some guy tries to show off for women. He will take the chance to show off himself. And now we get to the most interesting part actually. Don Creek and later on actually Hawkeye's Mihawk. Obviously, Gin would arrive on the Barati and ask for food. Nobody would give him any, because they don't want to feed a pirate. But Seth and Sanji would feed him. So, as normally, he gets fed by them, and then he returns to Don Creek and his crew, and tells them that they can eat on the Barati and restore their strength. And that's what they do. Gin brings everybody to the Barati. His pirate fleet admiral, the Don Creek, goes there, eats, restores his strength, and notices that Seth is there on the ship. A person who is known to be on the Grand Line, who has a logbook to know about the dangers of the Grand Line. And he's the type of person who will attack Seth here. So he will start out a small war basically against the Barati. But I think we know how this is going to go. The Don Creek pirate crew, or his armada, only has like 3 important people. And those are Pearl, Gin, and Don Creek himself. And most of the other goons and pirate lackeys, they will just be taken care of by the battle cooks, like Patty and the other people that are on the Barati. But we also know that Sanji is there. Sanji will easily take care of Pearl, even more easily than in the canon version, because In the canon version, Seth got, he was injured, so Sanji had also to make sure that nothing happens to him. But now he can just focus on Pearl, because Seth is still very much not injured. So, Sanji kills Pearl, and after that, he goes to fight Gin. Even after fighting Pearl and being slightly injured in the canon version, he could still put up a good fight and was on par with Gin. This time, he had even less of trouble fighting Pearl. That means, I think he has a bit of a high upper hand against Gin. But that means 2 of the 3 people we need to take care of are taken care of. But who will fight against Don Creek? If you use your head, you obviously know already who the answer for this is. There will be a fight between Seth and Don Creek. Seth is a very strong fighter, and you probably shouldn't underestimate him. We don't know much about his past, but we know that he sailed on the Grand Line for 1 year. And he called the Grand Line Paradise and another part of the Grand Line New World. So he knew about the separation of the Grand Line. So we don't know if he was on the New World himself, but staying on the Grand Line for 1 year is already an accomplishment in itself. I mean, the Don Creek's crew there, they couldn't even stay there for a long time. Okay, they were a bit unlucky because they met Mihawk, but come on. Mihawk is also just a pirate, right? Well, anyways, Seth is an experienced pirate. And, I mean, he's a cook now, but he was a pirate, and he was also Sanji's fighting teacher. So, he should still be pretty strong. I know he's not in the same age as he was as when he went on sail, but age doesn't matter too much in One Piece. If we look at characters like Whitebeard, Garp, Rayleigh, or other old characters. Age makes you a bit weaker, but not tremendously weaker. So, I think Seth can easily take care of Don Creek. But if he doesn't, he at least is as strong as Don Creek, in my opinion. If he doesn't take care of Don Creek easily because he is way stronger, he will at least stall him long enough until Mihawk arrives. And Mihawk chased the Don Creek pirate crew, and he just wanted to take care of them because he was bored. So, if Seth didn't finish Don Creek already, Mihawk will just take care of them and save the day. And that's pretty much it. Now we come to the consequences. As we already know, a sad factor here is that sadly Yosaku died. We will all miss him. I mean, that means he won't be able to start his fishing career in the future. Man, maybe Johnny will do it alone, but bounty hunters in One Piece are already like, whatever, nobody cares about them, sadly. And another thing is, Mihawk arrives there, and he might take care of Don Creek, or he doesn't. But because there is no Zoro there, because Zoro is dead, that also means that there will be no fight between Zoro and Mihawk. I mean, you can't really call it a fight, but Mihawk won't see the flame in Zoro's eyes and be interested in him in the future. So that's another thing that happens here. Maybe Mihawk just gets the nice food, a nice dish on the Barity, and then goes back to the Grand Line, slices a few more ships, and whatever he does to have fun. And another thing you need to think about, the Mihawk we see here is actually quite a bit stronger than the Mihawk we actually saw in this arc, because Shanks never lost his arm. That means Shanks and Mihawk continued their fights. So Mihawk should be a bit stronger in the haki department, and maybe also his swordsmanship improved because of that. But he probably is stronger. And that's about it for the Barity arc. There's only one thing to say. Sanji doesn't pursue his dreams. He doesn't leave the Barity not because he feels like sad because Seth is injured or whatever. He just doesn't want to leave them alone. And without Luffy pushing him, he will just stay there for at least 2 more years. And he obviously won't grow as strong as Canon Sanji, and he won't go out to find the All Blue. But what do I mean with he might stay there for only 2 years? Well, while Sanji doesn't grow as strong, he's probably grows stronger over time as he continues to stay there and takes care of evil pirates that arrive on the Baratie. But one pirate he can take care of is a very, very big mother, if you know what I mean. Because in 2 years' time, Sanji's actual parents will, or at least his father, because his mother is not there anymore. His father wants him to do a special project, a special scheme. And this means that the pirate crew of Big Mom, one of the 4 Yonkos, will seek out Sanji to get him to Whole Cake Island. But that's a matter for another time. That's about it for the Baratie arc, and we will see Sanji again in the far off future. But for now, I guess that's it. Did you enjoy it? How strong do you think Zeph is? Can he take care of Don Creek? Is he stronger than Sanji when he left the Baratie? I'm not sure, but Zeph is at least a strong fighter in my opinion. He stayed on a Grand Line for quite a bit. And if you liked the video, please consider leaving a like, because that actually makes me pretty happy, because I know that I didn't do it. I didn't waste my time. And maybe leave a subscription here, because then you won't miss any other parts of the what if scenario or other videos I will put out in the future. And that's about it. This has been Pyro Primer, and I hope you have a great time until next week. See you!